Assalamualaikum. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm over here trying to cook some breakfast. I gotta be at a master meeting.
Okay.
Give a treasure report. So give me a minute. I'm just trying to get the
All right.
finishing touches on my grits and eggs.
Okay, go right ahead.
Good old Southern meal.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Yeah, I'm back, brother. Yes, sir.
I said you haven't scarfed all that down already, have you?
No. That's just to get it prepped.
Okay. All right.
I eat polenta. You know what polenta is, right?
What's polenta?
Yellow grits.
I never knew yellow grits had a name.
Yeah,
Okay.
some places call them polenta.
Okay.
It's,
So now this is from yellow hominy?
hold on now. Now you see, I grew up in the projects, and we didn't realize that eggs came from chickens.
Okay. But I know, look, if you grew up in the projects, I know you ate hominy.
Yeah, I have hominy. Hominy is those thick ones.
Yeah.
I can't stand hominy.
Man, I ate so much hominy, I thought that was my name.
No, I can't stand that. Polenta is more like Hispanic.
Okay. Okay.
But it's like grits. It's ground up like grits, but
Mm-hmm.
it's yellow.
Okay. I'm gonna have to try that.
And I do it
That's
because the white grits is too starchy for me.
okay. Yeah, we had yellow grits, but that's because we put too much butter in it.
Or cheese.
Or cheese, exactly. Yep. Cheese as well. That is for sure. Assalamu alaikum, brother Omar.
Assalamu alaikum, Omar.
Walaikum assalam.
So Omar, are we gonna get together as far as our decade anytime
Yes.
soon to finalize all that stuff?
Yes, sir. This week is the final week to submit. Actually, have 4 more days to submit everyone, all the decades.
Okay.
And then the planning team is going to meet and decide which ideas can be developed. And then
Okay.
it's kicked back to the working groups. And then we will start meeting after they tell us which one they want us to move forward with.
Sounds good. All right. And I'm assuming that Imam Aziz, he got pacified, or I guess I should ask Sister Martha whether or not he got pacified.
That is correct. So we sent him an email that included the ideas, as well as letting him know that we're still waiting on the planning team to, let us know which ones we can move forward on. And then we will have meetings once we are notified of that.
Okay. Very good. Excellent. Excellent. And Adam, I'm going to send out another Zoom invite, including Imam Hamid's bio. So I'll send that back out to all the groups that I sent the original invite to. We're going to have a guest tomorrow evening on Collective Conversations.
Yeah, send them a personal invite too.
Yes, I will. Yeah, I'm going to send them a personal invite as well.
Whatever instructions you want to give them.
Right.
So I'm looking, Brother Tyler.
Assalamu alaikum, brother Tyler. Getting that audio ready? He's talking. I don't know if he's talking to himself or to us. There you are. I hear you humming.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. All right. It is 11 after. We'll give people maybe a couple of more minutes, and then we will open. It is Mother's Day. And Adam has a meeting at his masjid, so we'll may have as quick a meeting this morning as we possibly can.
Okay. That works on this end too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we do have a guest for tomorrow evening's collective conversations.
Yeah,
Imam.
let me go ahead and open up.
Okay, good. Do that.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. So you were saying we do have a guest? Oh.
Yes, we do have a guest. It is the local imam there in Fayetteville, North Carolina, Imam Bobby Hamid. So he will be our guest tomorrow night. So I originally sent out an invitation, Zoom invitations. I'm going to redo. I'm going to update the Zoom invitations and send them back out with his bio attached to that invitation. So, I mean, no big deal for us. We've all got the login information. I just wanted to let everybody know that that is what I plan to do today. Send that back out to everyone else.
Okay. And was this the imam that does the tiny houses?
I know he's involved in housing. And
Okay.
Adam, you want to answer that? I think that is something that you did mention that he had spoken about or was involved in.
Yeah, I think he either builds those or develops a few of those.
Okay.
And they might call it something else on this end, but
right.
I know that have a smaller footprint than normal houses. And
yeah. Yeah, and if you know what I know, you don't need all that space no way.
Well,
Tyler, good luck in trying to sell that, brother.
Man, look, I had the last week I had some work being done in my office and in my son's bedroom. And of course, up in my office, I had to move stuff out the way. And so yesterday everything was done and I started putting stuff back. But man, I decided I'm just getting rid of all this stuff that it's like I'm a baby hoarder. I found stuff from decades ago. I don't have no more use for it. So I bought up a plastic bag. I'm gonna bring up another, and I'm gonna start getting rid of stuff. So I'm at this point in my life, I'm not a big proponent of having too much room because all it means is just more stuff. And matter of fact, my wife even asked me, she said, what are you gonna do with these t-shirts? I said, well, I told you, I gave you the address where to send them to. Should I not outlive them? He said, well, why can't you send them now? I said, oh man, let me tell you, I'm gonna gather all that up and put it down in storage. And in fact, I'm going to encourage us to try and think of ways that we can use some of this material um, as part of our own marketing thing, as giveaways. Because I mean, nothing will get your name out there faster than you giving something to somebody, and they wear it. So, and we got hats, we got tote bags, we got the polo shirts, and we still have some long sleeve tees as well. So maybe when this thing is over, when we're finished Monday, you all can, Adam, you can send me the imam's address, and I'll send him a little gift bag.
Okay.
Yeah, and maybe that's what we can do with them is just, and I'm not going to be too much concerned about. I mean, I'll ask about sizes, but
But
if you get if you a 4X and all I got is a 2X, then find somebody that can wear the 2X.
yeah, he's about 6'5", 6'6", just to give you.
Okay. Well, he's gonna need a little something more than an extra large. So, yeah. So I'll keep that in mind. But but after Monday's event, if you could send me, his address, I'll send him out something.
So do we have any updates on our booklet? I mean, any of the things that we were looking to just get information on prior to?
I've gathered. I just started because my office was in a disarray. I wasn't able to do much. But Omar, have you seen my text I sent to you yesterday about 6?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did see the text as well as I believe it was Monday. I sent you a couple of texts too.
Yeah, I did. I got those.
Some expedited processes for approval. One being that you can file electronically, and that's an expedited process versus submitting a paper based application.
Right.
And then there was a guidebook or toolkit that I included that actually walks you through the steps of applying, determining how much you have to your fee and your
It's gonna be $35.
right. I can't remember the exact amount, but it was in the booklet and
Right.
toolkit. Yeah.
Yeah. Electronic filings for text are $35, which is cheaper than the paper version because I think it's 45. Then a standard one is like 75. You have the workbook is ready for submission.
The workbook is yes, it's pretty much ready for submission. Only thing I have to do is work with Imam Mutabashir to get the ISBN numbers placed properly on the covers. Yeah.
Okay. Once you have that, we can file the we can file for the copyright, and you don't have to wait for the registration. You do not have to wait for the registration to show in the book your copyright information. So that should that should be on the let me see where, yeah, on the title page at the bottom. You can put the C in a circle.
Okay. Already, yep,
Bashir
already
should
did.
know, he's gonna know what to do.
Yep, yep.
But that can actually be on the the title page, even though it has not been submitted, as we speak. So that won't be an issue. So I'm ready. All I need for you to do at this point is to advise me of your availability, so we can either walk through this application, or I can send you an email requesting the information that I would need in order to fill it out. If we want to avoid the other thing I was telling you is, if you want to call me and pull up the electronic version, I can walk you through it. If you want to do it that way. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I would only say to you, if you're going to have me do it, there is one of the last questions on there is allowing, like, the person who's filling it out to act as your agent on your behalf, in order to affect signatures and things of that nature. I would also tell you, when you print the book, because is Bashir going to print the book for you? You've got one workbook that's going to be electronic, is that right?
That is correct.
Okay. That has to have a different ISBN number from a paperback book that you can actually hold in your hand.
That is correct. So we last week I purchased two IBN numbers.
Okay.
One being for the paperback copy, and
Okay.
the other being for the e-publication format.
Okay. All right.
And then when you register each ISBN, you have to give a description of the format of the publication.
Okay.
The only thing that's holding up the registration of the ISBN number is the cost structure. We have not decided as a group what we're going to charge for the ebook, what we're going to charge for the paperback copy of the workbook. That's the only thing. And then once I have that, the ISBN numbers will be registered. I can pass that off to Imam Mutabashir. He can help to get that onto the cover, and it's ready to do what we can send it off to Flip Calls, the ebook version to Flip Calls to host on the website, and then we can decide how we're going to place the hard copy, if we want to a link to the publication to have folks make their orders of any paperback copy that they desire.
Okay. One question I had for you, had you and Bashir, because this is a workbook, had you and Bashir talked about creating a workbook that people would actually be able to use? In other words, a typical paperback book would be difficult for someone to try and open and, make notes and plug in their numbers, things of that nature.
Yes, sir. So in his formatting, when we were formatting the paper version of the workbook,
Hmm.
it is in landscape
Okay.
version. And he redid the tables in a way where people can actually write into the tables and do worksheets.
Okay.
He created additional tables so that people will have space to
Okay.
work there.
All right. So he's done what he knows how to do. Okay.
Yep. And then he did the same for the PDF version so that if folks want to print the worksheets, they have the option to print the
Okay.
worksheets and work their
Okay.
numbers from the PDF version.
Okay. All right. Last thing, once you get in fact, the last thing I need to check on, and I'll know this by tomorrow. I want to see whether or not we can use one copyright for both publications. That is the paperback version and the electronic version. I do know at the end of the day, how long do you think it may be before the paperback versions are ready?
I mean, as soon as we can get the pricing,
Okay.
I can finish the registration because that's the point I'm at. And that is
Okay.
the only thing that needs to be put into the metadata that is
Yeah.
associated with the ISBN number is the
Mhm.
price. And
Right.
once I have the price, then I can print the barcode because there's a barcode that is
Right.
associated with the
Mhm.
ISBN number. I can
Right.
then print that barcode with the associated ISBN number, get that to Imam Mutabashir so that he can place it on the book. Once
Okay.
that happens, it's ready to do whatever we want to do with it at that point.
Okay. So keep this in mind. You're going to need 2 copies of the paperback um, to deliver to the Copyright Office.
Yep, I did read that, and I believe they what I read was they can accept PDF versions of your publication. So I was definitely going to send a PDF version. But what I'm hearing from you is that you are also saying that we have to send in perhaps 2 copies of
Yes. In
the
other words, when you file for the copyright electronically, it is the PDF version that you send in with that. But because you are also going to have a paperback version, 2 copies of that publication, there's a form that you fill out. It's a shipping form that you fill out, and in this case, if you were to send the 2 copies to me, I can walk them down to the Copyright Office. Or when we finish the copyright registration, there is a shipping certificate that the Library of Congress will issue you in order to mail them 2 copies.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you can either mail them to me, or I can send you the shipping certificate and you can mail them straight to the Library of Congress.
Okay.
Okay, because that's what I did with the 2-volume set of the Sister Clara Muhammad book. I actually actually walked it down there for Sister Judy Musa. So yeah, all right. So whenever you're ready, we can get that copyright thing done.
Okay, I will today look at my schedule for the week and see what window I have, and
Okay.
reach back out to you.
Keeping in mind that there is talk in this house that we'll be leaving for South Carolina Saturday. And I don't think we're going to come back until Tuesday. So if we could get it done, sometime between Monday and Juma of next week, that would work for me.
I think that's feasible.
Okay. All right. And I'll just adjust my schedule accordingly. The only thing I know that I need to do is I've got a 1 hour meeting on the 15th, which is the same day I need to take my truck in for inspection. So the 15th of May is the only day next week that I can comfortably tell you that I won't be available until after 1 or before 11. Yeah, that's on Thursday. Yep.
Okay,
Oh,
I wrote it down.
okay. So that's all I had to contribute to that copyright piece. So I had a chance to look at it last night, and I looked over the copyright file I just did, and the ones that I've done, for my company. So we good. Let's just we can get this done in a matter of minutes. And I do think that I already have an account where they will be able to withdraw the money. So what you'll need to do, later, is just to reimburse me that fee.
Okay, we can yes, we can work all that out. Yes.
Yep. Okay. All right. Well, that's all I had to report relative to the booklet.
Have everyone else had an opportunity to look at what was shared last week, and maybe today we can come up with a price for both the e-booklet and the paperback book. There was a range given last week. I don't know if everyone is comfortable with that range. If you have some alternative suggestions, I'm open.
Assalamu alaikum. I did have my own kind of in my head what I thought pricing should be. And I thought the ranges were about right. I mean, any of us that shop on Amazon or any of the other online booksellers, so on and so forth, we have a pretty good idea of pricing strategy that's out there because we see it on a regular basis. And you can kind of pretty much tell based on those pricing strategies who's selling their books and who's hoping somebody is willing to buy it at the ridiculous price that they put on it. But I think that the booklet itself should sell for, and I kind of fell between these two numbers psychologically, either $27.95 or $29.99. And I'm really leaning toward the higher price of $29.99. And
Okay.
somewhere just around either I like odd numbers, and so I was thinking the ebook should be priced at $11.99. And that's my one vote for each. So we'll find out what hopefully over the next few hours or days we'll find out what the consensus is.
Any other thoughts, Imam Talib, Imam Bia?
No, I'm. I mean, whatever suggested, I don't have any problem. I don't have any objection to that. Now, for the ISBN, is that just the price that goes on the book?
Yes. So once, because I have to get that into the metadata, and then that will go on the barcode too. That's the retail price will go on the barcode with the ISBN. Did I answer your question, Imam Bia?
Yeah, yes, sir. Well, again, what we actually price it for to the public, it doesn't have to agree with that. That's just to get the book approved, right? I mean, there can be discounts and whatever if we want to offer them to people.
That is correct. That is correct, because we talked about a wholesale price, offering that to individuals that reach out to us and maybe want to buy a in bulk. So we did discuss wholesaling the workbook as well.
All right, and if they register for one of our
that is correct.
That is a discount. Right?
That is correct. So the book will be lowered. The price will be lowered for individuals that sign up for a one of the financial, freedom workshops, because the price for the workshop itself will cover the book.
Okay. So the reason I'm asking that, the price that's on the book to get the ISBN approved has very little structurally to do with how much someone can get it for.
That is correct. It does not hold you to that price.
More, right?
That is correct. You're not locked into that price. That is only for the metadata that is associated with the ISBN number, so that when people search, it's a searchable data set that they can get information on the book, retail calls, the information about the book, etc.
And it also works if you were able to get the book in bookstores, or if, let's say, you have it priced at $24.95, the person who purchased it wholesale would obviously get it cheaper. But when he rings the book up using the barcode, it would ring up $24.95.
Not necessarily, because the way sophisticated machines that they have now, you can put your own pricing in. I mean, it depends on somebody's. If you got an old style cash register, it doesn't matter if you're gonna.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I'm talking
Right.
about people that's got updated POS systems.
Yeah, but you can override the barcode.
Yeah,
Put
exactly.
something in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yes,
somebody that paid $11.95 for the book, and they want to recover that cost, they're going to sell it at the manufacturer's price.
God bless them.
Yeah,
Right.
they're not gonna sell as many books if they do that. I mean, when you price something, say we price the book at $29.99, and it's, you know, through the one source, or it's across multiple sources, doesn't really matter. Say it's on Amazon. You're gonna have the random person who floats across Amazon and sees it and goes, that looks interesting, and pays full price for it. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen as often as you would like for it to happen. Because a lot of people are going to do the exact thing that I did yesterday when I saw a book that interested me. Is I put it on my wish list. 6 months from now, I'm going to get a note from Amazon that I can buy that book at a discount.
Yep.
And then that's when I'm going to buy it. And that's the majority of people who are, say, constant shoppers for books. That's when they're going to buy the book, when they can get it at a discount, or when you do a 20% off, or whatever the case may be, or half price, or whatever. Then it's going to tickle them. They're going to buy it. We're probably going to move more of these books through the seminars, webinars that we have, and through people who are legitimately interested in buying the books in bulk and reselling them themselves.
Yeah, I agree. And tabling events, if we,
Right.
decide
And
we're going
take
to one
exactly.
of the major events,
Mhm.
we order books in bulk, and we have them at that event for sale.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I would price the paperback at $24.95. Wholesale, they could get it for $14.97, and I would leave the ebook around that. I think Edward said $11.99. I'd leave the ebook priced at $11.99, and $24.95 for the paperback version, and then anyone that wanted to wholesale it, they can get it for $14.97. So if they sold it at full price, they'd make $9.98 a book.
What's our cost again? I don't have it pulled up in front of me. What's our cost for the paperback?
Yeah, our costs come to about $12.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm good with the $24.99 then. If our cost is about 12, and we're basically selling for $25, that's okay. I mean, I think my stuff is expensive, and I like to get all the money, but I'll $24.99 is okay with me. Just if we're at $25 and we do a 20% discount, we'll be selling it at 20, basically 19.90, whatever.
Exactly.
And we'll make $7 a book. Because a majority, that's where we're going to end up selling most of our books at probably a 20% discount. I mean, with us selling it and online purchases, eventually we'll probably end up selling more at a 20% discount than we do at full price. But I can live with that. I can live with $7 or $8 a book.
We're
It's
going to
not
make
bad.
money on the workshops. This is
Yes,
that's where we're going to make our money. We're going to make our money
exactly.
on the workshops, because the workshops is going to be a series of modules, and we need to think that through. That's going to cover, the information that is in the workbook, and the workbook will be a required text for the workshop. That is where we're going to make our money.
Yeah. So I think all of us, we should probably have our own internal training, because I can also see each and every one of us at some point in time doing our own local training sessions at masjids in our community.
Yep. I think that is feasible, because we did at one point earlier in this stage, before getting to where we are today, we did talk about a train-the-trainer aspect to this. Yes.
Right. Good. So do we now think that we are at a point that we've got the ISBN pricing so we can move forward with that aspect of it, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm comfortable.
Okay.
Awesome.
So inshallah, I will get this completed today. The registration completed today. Get the information to Imam Mutabashir. He's usually quick with getting a response to me, and then I will see what his timeline is. Inshallah, I will have more information for you next week, and perhaps it may be completed by next week.
Okay.
Particularly, when Imam Talib and myself meet about the copyright information too. So we may be able to really roll this thing out mid-May.
That would be great. That would be really good. Okay.
I got a quick question, and I guess it's something. I want to look at something real quick to see. DERACY. Is there no? Oh, okay. I was trying to see. It's already passed. There is a yeah, we can look towards next year, but there is a April is financial literacy month. So and I guess
Yeah,
I mean I guess if we wanted to, we We could just start our own financial literacy.
Here it is, brother. Every month.
Yes,
Every.
yes, sir. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so you know, as we move towards marketing this you know, this publication and the workshops and the workbook, and these different modules that Omar is speaking of, you know, we can put that in a financial literacy month package, and you know, maybe even offer you know, for a 4-week schedule where we would cover a different module each week. So I'm in agreement with Adam. We ain't got to wait till next April. We can start sooner than later. Yep. All right. Is that gonna be it? Since we
As far as for all I know, I think we've covered what we can cover today. I don't think we really have anything else in the hopper.
all right.
So
Well, we promised the early termination, so
yes, we did.
it's my
Well, I keep checking with IRS and nothing.
Okay. Well,
I don't know what
they don't know it. They don't know if they're there or
that's true. Yeah, might be our unfortunate or misfortune that the first guy must get rid of was the guy who had our case. Our guy.
yeah, man.
I just hope if that's the case, I hope he didn't take his work home with
Right, that's what I was thinking.
it.
Because disgruntled employees are known to do that.
Yeah.
Man, they fired some time ago. I would tell you it had to be at least 20 years ago. I was getting these letters from finance and revenue here in the district, you know, talking about I owed them some money that I knew I didn't owe. Well, it turns out they fired an employee who took a data batch of stuff with him when he left. You know, and back then they didn't really have any kind of you know, major security protocols that would have prevented something like that. And they kept warning me. They kept saying I owed, but they wanted me, since I said I paid, they wanted me to prove that I had paid. I said, well, listen, y'all's biggest problem right now is you've got a former employee running around with everybody's data. You need to deal with that first. You know, and I stood my ground and kept the position that I wasn't going to provide you anything. And if you think I owe you, then sue me. And let's see where, and then all I'll do is just pull out my documentation and that'll end it. But they wanted me to go back. I can't remember how many quarters it was. It might have been, it may have only been a couple of quarters. But, you know, at the time I had better things to do with my time than deal with it. So it is quite possible that this guy just took it into the bathroom with him and flushed it down the toilet. We just out of luck. Yeah, but you know, let's just be patient in the process. And what is it? What has it been? Like close to 3 months now?
No, man,
Longer than that?
longer than that.
Mm.
Since August.
Well, I know that. Well, I thought it wasn't until this year that you sent something to them for reinstatement.
Hold on a second. I'll tell you exactly when it was.
Okay.
Mm. Mhm. Uh, yeah, the resubmission package was sent on December 31st.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. So we into the 5th month already. Okay. Um. mm. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I figured it would take 6 months minimum, given what I felt was coming as far as federal employee upheaval. I knew it would take 6 months minimum.
And I got a letter.
Anyway,
got a letter saying they got the package. They got the user fee.
Okay.
Got the money.
Okay. All right. Well, that's
Whatever.
I mean, you know, I'll,
But
I'll
just to
take
let y'all know,
I'll take
I
that
check
as a hopeful
I check on it every now and then to make sure.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I mean, for right now, I can accept that as a hopeful sign. Because I send stuff off to people and I don't hear nothing. So, all right. Well, in the words of Jesse Jackson, let's keep hope alive.
Yeah.
yeah, act as if.
Mhm.
All right. Well, I think we can go ahead and close out.
Mhm. 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 So, okay. Um, um, all right. All right. So we ready to close this off?
Yes.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ربنا حسنة في الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. Oh Allah, give us good in this world, good in the after, and defend us from the torment of the fire. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Okay.
Well, thank
You
you
all
guys.
enjoy the rest of your day, rest of the week,
Definitely.
and we will.
Hopefully, I'll hear and see bright, shiny faces tomorrow evening. Yeah,
Well,
7 o'clock Eastern time, 6 o'clock Central time.
Matter of fact, I'm going to eliminate one excuse and put this in my calendar right now. Okay.
All right.
Yes, sir. All right. Assalamu alaikum.
Well, like my son.
Walaikum salam.